Lately, I got my dream career, which entities helped me get kind of. But before beginning the career, I was just scared because I have had a long history of a lot of mental health problems and have a major issue giving into frustration and getting angry easily. It got in the way of my work everywhere. No matter how much I try and fight my anger problems, I just cannot handle it. I decided to smoke DMT to help me and asked over and over to show me what I need. I said that I don't care how painful or amazing the trip will be, but I need to know what I need. I smoked the DMT. Once again, I felt that good old familiar feeling, but it quickly went very dark this time. I felt panic and fear and felt an entity communicating basically, "You're a failure, you're a loser, you're worthless," and it got way darker. I laid down more in my bed and decided to close my eyes to face this entity. It faced me in red, burning fiery streaks, but also a lot of purples. It communicated so many horrible things to me and was putting me down. It sent me feelings of pure hatred and was just trying to tear me apart. Oddly though, I sensed it wasn't evil, but sure as hell, it definitely tried so hard to tear me down. I nearly broke down and cried, but then just had this strong sense of love within my core of consciousness. My physical eyes stayed closed, but it was like my higher self's eyes opened. I faced it and felt my higher self become ever so powerful. I felt immense and infinite love, determination, strength, power, and it's indescribable how I felt the infinity of just sheer power and strength. It tried to tear me down, but its communication basically couldn't pierce me. It tried telling me who I was, basically the worst things imaginable. But I fought back. My higher self grew and turned into glowing, beautiful reds, with lava-like yellow and gold streaks, and had large spikes and large sharp teeth. I could see the chest of my higher self, and it glowed with the infinite light of lava-like yellowish gold. I looked beyond threatening, and my colors were of the same as the entity but brighter and more intense. I remember I just looked like a monster, but not an evil one. It's impossible to describe. I looked like a divine monster. I looked menacing or threatening, but in a defensive way, yet still looked divine and not scary. I stared straight at it into its eyes and basically communicated that I am love, I am strong, I am you, you are me, and we're all one of the same infinite consciousness. I love you despite you tearing me down, and I love myself. I am strong and have the power to change myself and be better, to do better, and that I know myself for who I am, and you cannot tear me down. Nobody can tear me down. In this life I know who I am, and I know who I am beyond this life, that I don't need to get angry. And just more. I said more but cannot remember, but I fought back in full power and determination and love. I've never felt so much power in my life as I stood before it and held my ground. It just smiled suddenly, and I felt it return grace and pure love. It turned into calm blues, purples, cyans, and so on. The surrounding room calmed in this realm, and I saw so many beautiful shapes, but fear began to take me a bit after I calmed a bit. The entity smiled and communicated something like, "See, you had it in you all of this time. I am not here to harm you or put you down, but this was the way. You had to feel it for yourself and pull your strength from yourself. You have the power within you. It's okay to be scared. It doesn't mean you haven't learned anything." It showed me love and gave advice. At one point, 2 other entities showed up, and it told me that I do not need to fear them. They're harmless. They observed me, looked me over, and communicated with me as well in a loving way. But they departed within a minute, though. At this point, the DMT was beginning to wear off, and I opened my eyes. The one entity was still around and told me to take more DMT. I felt I had to because I felt there has to be more for me to see and to learn. I hit it again, closed my eyes, and could see the same entity clearly again, but it was further away. It communicated that there was nothing else for me to see at this moment, and that I learned everything within myself that I needed to know. That everything was going to be okay, and that it loved me. It then told me that someone wants to speak to me, and that they're excited to speak to me. Then God, the whole of consciousness, was there and communicated. My eyes were open, and the blinds were slightly open, and the sun glowed so bright, while the lights in my room remained the same. God gave me advice and just pure love, but there's too much of it for me to put here. and I want to keep it to myself. In the end, we departed, and I came out of it. I felt so much more confidence in myself since, and began this new job with the sense that I can do it without issues, that everything is going to be okay. I know I have the power to do the right thing, and in order for me to succeed, I need to love and trust myself. More happened, but I forgot a lot of it, but the most important aspects I remember the most. Thank you for listening.